Hey, we're still at VisionCon, in case you didn't know, in case you haven't been listening. It's going great here. It's been a steady flow of people, steady flow of guests and interviews we've had, and now we're sitting here with another one. Sir, you are an author, right?
Yeah, my name is David Pedersen, and I write
okay.
the Angst series of fantasy novels.
Ah, okay.
When a guy's got a name that's got two first names, I always think it's made up. The guy might be on the run, might have warrants.
Might have warrants out for his arrest.
No, but it's really David Peter. Okay.
David Pedersen.
Pedersen. Okay.
So almost two first names.
Almost two first names, yeah.
So anyway, I've heard your books are fabulous.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I pay people to say that.
Okay, well,
okay.
good.
Well, yeah, we found
So
that.
it's working, right?
We found a lot of people that do
Apparently
that.
it is.
Yeah.
What do you delve into,
Well,
sir?
so a lot of the fantasy books that I read growing up were about younger people. You know, they had great power and potential, but no direction, and they would meet a wizard who would send them on a path to greatness and to become a hero. Kind of like any Tom Cruise movie, right?
Yes.
Well, Angst is the guy that got passed up for all of that. He's in his 40s. He's going through a midlife crisis, and he knows his life would be better if he was something else. He was meant for something more, like being a knight in shining armor. So it's kind of a be careful what you wish for sort of story, because being in my 40s, I know if I had to hop on a horse and swing around a giant sword for dragon slaying and maiden saving, it would kick my ass.
Oh, yeah. We're with you on that one.
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. Nate has problems getting from the car into here. You know, he has to take a nap.
Oh, I can relate.
So yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm a champion of the power nap.
Yeah. How's it going at this con?
VisionCon is one of my favorite cons. I go to about 6 or 7 cons a year, and this is hands down one of my favorites. I mean, they're just great people. Not only the people running it, but the people that are just here on the floor. There's a lot of the cons are specialized as a science fiction convention or a movie or anime, Japanese animation convention. This one somehow covers all the gamuts.
Yeah.
It touches on all of that, and everybody is very gracious and kind, and for me, they're always supportive. This is my 4th year here, and I'll always come to cons as long as I go to cons, or I'll always come to VisionCon as long as I go to conventions, just because they are so supportive.
It is a great con.
Is there any nerves in your mind when somebody buys your book and you know that they're going to go home, they're buying out time, and they're going to read your book, man? Is that kind of weird?
Well, I'll tell you the cool thing and the scary thing. So the cool thing is that yesterday a gentleman bought my first novel. I've written 3 and I'm working on the 4th in the series. And he bought the novel and he finished it yesterday, and then he came back and bought the rest of the series today. Wow. So that makes me feel just fantastic. It doesn't get, I mean, that's the reason I come to cons, is you get that kind of feedback and it makes you feel good and makes you want to keep writing.
Yeah.
Now, people do come and buy the whole series without having read any of it. That makes me nervous, because I honestly don't want to sell somebody something that they don't want.
Right. They might not like the first book, and then they got the rest of these, and they're like,
exactly. And so, but they ask, can I buy all of them? I'm like, okay, you know, and I just hope they like them, and it seems they do. I mean, it reviews well, so
cool.
It's what keeps me writing.
Very nice, man. Very nice. Yeah, there's a lot of authors here this year at the con. There really always is. But what do you think you have to do as an author to set yourself apart from everybody else?
Well, I think when you come to a convention, you've got to do a number of different things. I mean, a lot of authors put books on a table, which that can work, or they hand out candy. I go to another step. So I've got a display of books so it looks fancy.
Yep.
I spend good money on covers that people like, you know, and are attractive.
Yep.
I've got a friend of mine who's younger and a lot more attractive than I am that comes and models for me in basically a chainmail bikini.
I think I saw that. I saw that.
And she brought 2 of her friends.
Yes, I saw. Yep,
you saw the 3 of them,
Yes.
and they're stunning, and they're also amazing friends. I mean, they're just great people.
Where's your booth at?
It's right over there.
Right over there.
They're actually taking a break right now.
Are them girls? I can't hear myself.
One's more hotter than the next.
Are those girls in the half?
Yeah, that's them.
Oh wow!
Aren't they stunning?
Yeah, I got my picture with them earlier.
Yeah, they're all supporters. I mean, The taller one is the one who always comes to cons with me. Her name is Christy. She's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she's actually also on my beta team. She reads and critiques my books.
Oh,
and
okay.
So she's very involved in the whole editing and reading process.
Very
and
nice.
it goes beyond just being pretty, which helps too.
Yeah.
Pretty girls
Oh,
read.
I don't know how to read, but somebody has to.
Golly.
Wow.
So between the models, and I've got a big model of the giant sword that's in my book, and putting on a nice display, you put all of that forward, and it helps convince people that you're for real.
Yeah. It is a very competitive field.
It is.
Because it seems like everybody's writing a book these days. If it's not science fiction, it's something else.
Well, and there's good things and bad things to that. I mean, one, you're getting a lot of great stories out there.
Yeah.
The downside is not a lot of people have their work edited.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a problem. I mean, I write like a 5-year-old. So if you read my book, I mean, if it weren't edited, you'd be like, all right, what grade school did you graduate from? And so I hired an editor to go through my books, and they make me cry a little bit, but they make me a better writer.
Oh,
And what
okay.
does an editor do? I was always thinking it was to put your punctuation marks in there and spell check, but
Well, that's for line editing.
it's got to be more than
So
that.
they do that, and they get into the more complicated process of English. That goes beyond a tweet.
Yeah.
But
like you're and you are and all that.
yeah,
Yeah.
but there's also the developmental editing, where you've got an editor that will say, okay, you wrote this when you were drunk, it makes no sense.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
anybody that's looking to become a writer, whether it's independently published or professionally published, I highly recommend finding an editor. You cannot edit your own work.
Yeah, no, you can't. And you know what? I've read books before that I know for a fact were, proofread, I don't know how many times, and I've noticed a word missing. Like a connective word missing. How does that happen?
You get. I know when I read my own stuff, even because I'm a proponent of Ernest Hemingway. He said, "Write drunk, edit sober."
Yeah.
So I might be a little tipsy. That's how I come up with all the creative words.
Yeah.
And which is apt for a fantasy novel. And at the end of the day, the next day when you're cognizant and you're reading your own stuff, you're filling in the blanks of what you meant to write.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's really easy. But for an editor who's going over line after line over and over again,
Yeah.
I think it would be easy to miss a word or two. Even my editor, as amazing as she is, does miss a word on occasion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And my last book was 145,000 words, which is not a short book.
No.
I can't imagine her not missing at least one.
Yeah. Yeah. No doubt.
Wow. Well, shout out your information,
Yeah,
man.
shout
Where
out
can
everything.
people find your stuff?
Thank you very much for having me today.
Oh, no problem. Happy to.
My website is www.gotangst, like got milk, but gotangst.com. And you can find links to my Facebook and Twitter and to my books there. They're available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and at fine cons like VisionCon.
Very
All right,
nice.
cool,
very nice.
man.
Man, thanks for sitting down with us and taking the time, and we wish you success the rest of the con, man.
Thank you so much. It's been
Appreciate
my
it.
pleasure.
All right. Thank you.